during this time as well. So there's a lot going on, but to still get see that huge game, that says a lot about the growth of the game. But there are several really key moments that happened in this All-Star game. So Zay, what was one of your favorite moments from this game?
I definitely just enjoyed the entire weekend. I got to see the 3-point contest. I caught bits and pieces of the game, but I did see the highlights, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm glad they got the viewership up. For me, a big thing that happened in the All-Star game was definitely the Sylvia Fowles breakout dunk. Just getting to see her, having her moments, and what's going to be, which is crazy to me still, her final All-Star game. She was out there getting buckets and having fun, man. So that was a big one for me. Just really enjoyed getting to, see her in this space and this opportunity to, show why she's one of the greatest of all time. It was dope.
It was definitely dope. Some other key things about this game, they introduced something that was pretty cool. You had the 4-point shot that was introduced. So in their 4-point shot, there was like 2 basically spots on the floor where they had to attempt to get a 4-point shot. So it was like no more than like a few minutes into the game where I forgot who it was, but she pulled up from the 4-point shot, and got 4 points, man. So like, what's significant about this is that the NBA is kind of afraid of change a little bit in order to like get changes that are often implemented, and you'll see some WNBA make some changes, or you may see some changes in G League. Like we're seeing some things in G League going on right now, not in G League, but the Summer League going on right now that'll be taking place in the NBA. We'll talk about that in a few seconds, in a few minutes, with the take foul situation. That's going on right now in the Summer League. So anyway, can you imagine having this 4-point shot eventually in the NBA? And I thought it was very interesting how they have it only on 2 spots on the floor. It's on the opposite wings, basically. A little further out from the 3-point line. And if you watch the game or see any type of highlight, you'll see it on the floor. It's clear. And I think as defenders, it's pretty cool to know all right, I'll only have to defend these 2 spots on the floor. Because lo and behold, Steph Curry. Can you imagine Steph Curry having the opportunity to make 4 points? So it helps you out as a defender. Like, okay, not only I need to watch half court, but I need to watch like particularly this area and this other area to prevent Steph from getting 4 points. Because eventually we will see this in the NBA. I believe we will. I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think we'll see a 4-point shot in the NBA?
I think they're leaning to it, and with so many players already taking these deep threes, actually becomes a part of the game, especially as even big men now are taking deep threes like that. It would be really cool element to add into the game. It's something different, and it makes it a little bit more challenging. And I wouldn't say even if they did a 4-point, I think they would do a 4-point line. It would be a lot easier because you only have to make a line at the top of the key, the 2 arches, and that could be just one line instead of like, obviously I think it would be different if you just put the 2 4-point spots like in the WNBA All-Star game this past weekend. That would be easy to defend, and no one would probably really, the shot wouldn't be as fun because you know what they got to do to get the shot off. But if they make another line, and like you said, Steph Curry, could you imagine how many points per game these dudes would be scoring? How many points per game we would get from teams with everyone taking 4-point shots, these deep threes or whatever? It would be insane. If we got a 4-point shot, I guarantee you we're gonna get like on average 150 to 200 points per game for teams if that happens, which would be insane. It would be cool to see because we only get that close to, it's very rare that we see that type of point range from a team, and we see it kind of getting close to it in All-Star games. So it would be really cool.
You know, what you highlighted again. They have some really amazing shooters in WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so some other thing that happened too, we actually saw a dunk. And this dunk was actually the talk of the whole game. If you watch, if you follow NBA Twitter or anything on Twitter related to basketball, you'll see the highlight. I'm sure you guys probably saw it as well. But the fact that she spoke about the dunk, you know, she said it was unexpected, you know. And again, we talked about this before too. This is her last year. So to go out like that too, and yeah, it was just really awesome to see, you know, that highlight reel of her dunking, you know. So, yeah, shout out to Sylvia. So, yeah, that was nice to see.
Shout out to Sylvia Fowles, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really
nice. Like that. So.
Yeah, man, it was awesome to see.
Vicariously, you know.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, with this All-Star game, you're seeing so many gains in viewership. You know, it means they're in the right direction. You know, that's what this means. This is we're seeing the league where, you know, some key players in this game are out on the tail end of their careers or are about to retire. You know, of course, you know, Sue Bird, Diana. We just talked about Sylvia. So these are like key core like superstars. You know, Candace Parker, she's at the tail end of her career. And we also getting to see this new generation too. Because Ryan Howard, bro. Seeing her on the court too. Like we've seen the next in this WNBA superstardom. You know, we've seen the next Sabrina. Still Brianna still has years left. You know, so like we're about to see the torch being passed to these next group of young WNBA superstars.
Yeah,
and you know, you think with the league moving in such a good direction, you didn't think that this will happen. I don't know if you guys saw this. Do you guys remember the extravagant All-Star Game trophy Steph Curry won? It looked like a real light trophy. Like, man, I want that. I want to go after that trophy. You know, that trophy was nice. You know, you even have. Did you know Summer League players are getting rings this season? Rings,
yeah,
like real like championship rings with real diamonds on it.
Summer League.
For Summer League. We're talking Summer League.
not the championship. Not the championship that they go out there and die for. Yeah. Summer League. We talking about
not the championship thing you get after playing 82 regular season games. No, we talking about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks worth of play. Like no more than a month worth of play for sure. Summer League. Getting rings. And y'all, this trophy. You know, Kelsey played her heart out. You know, she earned the trophy.
Gave a 30 piece.
30 piece. She earned the trophy.
The All-Star. You know?
she earned this trophy, right? But y'all, this trophy is so pitiful. Look like a chicken wing. Man, you can barely hold it, man. Like, y'all look this up. That All-Star Game trophy was trash. Her teammates was making fun of it, man. And I don't blame them, because that's ridiculous, man. You're moving in this right direction. You're getting millions. We talked about that before too. How more people are investing into it, and how the commissioner was able to get them a surplus of money, you know, for like commercials and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I know it's on at noon. You probably think nobody was watching, but this became such a viral thing. That trophy was so pitiful, man.
Yeah.
Yo, it's so small you can't really hold it with your whole hand. It's like a toy. It's like one of those toy trophies you get.
You can hold it like this,
basically like how he's holding it.
Fingers.
Fingers.
You can't. You know, you can for instance with Steph's trophy for the All-Star game, right? He's holding it with his whole hands.
Yep. Yeah.
Kelsey was like this.
Listen. We're talking about a trophy that you get as an athlete. You know, a 2-year-old shouldn't be able to hold the trophy. That's my thing. This trophy can be held by a toddler. That's how terrible this trophy was. It's just like a kiddie trophy toy. They deserve more than that now. Come on. They deserve more than that.
Or if you can't do a decent trophy, do a medal or something. You know,
give me a certificate. I'd take a certificate other than me up here holding this little thing.
Oh,
an athlete who just dropped 30. Oh, in the presentation of it, man.
You're playing in the WNBA in the All-Star game, and you mean to tell me you can't give me a real trophy? And that's not a good reason to go viral. That you want it to be like, oh, like Sylvia Fowles' dunk should have been like the highlight, but then
it was a talk of it for a minute until that
happened. It's like,
until that happened though, and then that was a talk. And it points out the discrepancy already with the NBA and WNBA. Yeah, it does. Because like I just said, Summer League is about to get rings.
Summer League.
Now, I understand the argument from some people like, okay, yeah, the NBA makes more money. True, it does. But not a whole lot of people watch Summer League like that. Unless you're you may be a diehard fan. You may want to look out for individual players. True. But most people are not going to just watch Summer League games. The viewership is not as high as regular season or even postseason NBA games. But even they're getting rings now. You know, and that just shows you how much the NBA has done. The NBA has done really well in revenue, but the WNBA is on the rise too. And we just talked about the torch being passed to these young players. And one tool that they have is social media. And I feel like the more social media driven the WNBA gets, the more platforms it can be on, it can help its popularity. And then eventually, we may see more games as we do in the NBA. Because they have some young superstars in the WNBA that are definitely worth watching. And just need more exposure. And I think the advent of social media will definitely help that.
For sure.
Yeah, it has to. It has to at this point.
Yeah.
So, as the game gets passed down to these other young stars, hopefully we can see more games. You know.
Definitely.
So
and let's get the WNBA All-Star game, not at noon.
Not at noon. Yeah, because who watching that at noon, man? Like,
it's the All-Star game.
All-Star game.
I mean, I'm expecting for basketball. It's more of an evening type of feel.
Right.
That's the time. So let's get this. Let's do this right, guys. Let's do this better next year.
Yeah. It's all going to depend too on what channel they can potentially be on too, like more rights. The more TV rights they get, because ESPN did, they had Wimbledon too, so it's like they're gonna do so much. It's just how they probably had to frame around that schedule. Whereas the NBA, they got so many TV partners, they can make it work.
Sure.
Like the All-Star game gonna be on like all these channels for NBA for sure, because they're Simon Turner. So it's a lot. It's just differences, man. But that trophy was trash.
100%.
That trophy was trash, bro.
It's like you got the third place trophy for winning MVP. That's what it looks like. So let's I don't know. I mean, me personally, I'd rather see a great All-Star WNBA All-Star Game MVP trophy rather than Summer League rings. And to me personally, I'm just speaking. The half of the guys that we see in Summer League are not gonna be seen in the NBA for the season because they can only take so many players once they sign them to the team. So you're gonna give rings to a lot of guys that you probably won't see for a while unless they get signed to another team, and that's still a big if, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I think it's cool to reward the young guys, but leave the rings for the actual championship. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And yeah, even though it is a tournament and you work hard, I mean, it gives them more incentive to probably try to go out and get it. I mean, I don't know, but I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. But
I mean, that's true, but they did implement the tournament, and it's best of the summer. So I think that should be incentive enough, and it's honestly to get out there and show what you can do should be the main incentive. You know, I'm going out here trying to build my brand, make a name for myself, and then too, like go out there and compete. Go out there, show that you have the best team. Show what you can do is the big thing to me. But I mean, honestly, I get it. I mean, they have the money for it. So
all right, let's be real. At the end of the day, when we speak of accolades for players, it's not gonna be like, oh, they're a summer league champion too. We got to add that to their accolade. We're not gonna say that. We're not gonna care at the end of the day if they won summer league or not. We're not gonna care. That ring is not gonna count towards their resume for fans. It's not gonna matter. So good point, but it's definitely bragging rights or something to brag on. Maybe it can be like, hey, now try to get the real thing for some of these guys, this would be the closest to a championship they'll probably see on this level for some of these guys because the teams they're on, unfortunately.
It's just the fact. Yeah, that's true.
That's just a thing. So might as well reward them for the ring. I mean,
that's fair.
That's about it, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's definitely not going. It's going to be so insignificant. We're not going to really look at that as fans. Like, hey, that ring counts. I mean, not really. You're not even playing against other NBA players. You're playing against not rookies, other rookies, but sophomores.
Or G League players.
Or G League players.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone's just trying to make it in, and I get it, but they had the money for it, I guess. So do your thing.
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and flaunt it because they did have a surplus of money. We'll talk about that later too. But yeah, that's his All-Star game. Yes, shout out to WNBA. It was definitely a good game. It was nice seeing all these stars on the floor, and this will be some of our last time seeing some of these stars in the All-Star game.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the WNBA is also at mid-season point, so it's also be on the lookout for who can win MVP. Right now, it is really between some of the captains that we talked about, Brown Stewart, Asia Wilson. They're up there in the MVP battle right now at the mid-season point. Mm-hmm. Some teams that are very impressive, like the Aces, are definitely still impressive right now. So be on the lookout for all this stuff in the WNBA. There's a lot going on, so stay tuned with that.
Definitely. Shout out to Becky Hammond, doing great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
First year as head coach, you know what I mean? All-Star game coach, one of the best teams in the league right now. Yep. And also, before we move on from the All-Star game, gotta shout out Allie Quigley, man. Four-time now. 3-point shootout winner in the All-Star game, more than any player, male or female. So she is lights out, been so for years, and we got to see that last year, especially in the finals for Chicago. So shout out to Allie Quigley. Mm-hmm. Shout out to CP, repping Chicago in her hometown. It was dope. Shout out to all these ladies, man. I love it. So
yeah,
definitely we'll be keeping our eyes out for what's going on next in the WNBA with MVP and all these different things. See? What up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net
and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.